The NJAC's changed to a 2-day format, which is exciting. It's the first time in a few years that we've gone to the 2-day format. The additions is that we have now the multi-events, which is the decathlon for the men, heptathlon for the women. So that's a whole nother event that gives us a scoring opportunity because we have athletes in that event. It also allows the short sprints and the short hurdles to have trials on day 1 and then return on day 2 for finals. And then the jumps and the distance events are broken up across the 2 days. So it allows more opportunities for some athletes to double back and compete on Saturday and then return on Saturday or on Sunday in a second event. I believe we're going to have a positive impact for not only Stockton but all the athletes in the NJAC. Just is going to give athletes a chance to have a little bit more recovery time between day 1 and day 2 and get the best possible performances out of themselves, which is a great thing when you're starting to prepare for ECACs and nationals. And this format is also consistent with what you see at an ECAC championship and a national championship, where you're competing over the course of a couple days. And for our team, I think it helps us out. We're a little bit smaller than some of the top teams, so it's going to allow some of our athletes to compete in multiple events, get a little bit more rest, and get the best possible performance out of them. So I'm excited to see the impact it has. And the multi-events is an area that we've been working all year, and we have some good, talented freshmen who are ready to compete in those events. Overall, my goal has already been met for this year. I've seen a big change in the attitude of the team. So overall, I want to see that happen again when we go into NJACs and we arrive at TCNJ on Saturday and Sunday, to see how all the work we put in pays off in their performances, but most importantly in the way we carry ourselves. We want to see a group of athletes come off the bus confident and ready to compete and fight for every second, every place, every point that they can in order to help the team. And we've seen that all year long, consistently at all the meets that we've gone to. To give a more concrete answer, based on how we did indoor, I want to close the gap with the top 3. That's something that we've talked about, the top 3 being Rowan, TCNJ, Ramapo. Those flip-flop around depending on the men or the women, and then we were 4th indoors with both our men and our women. So we want to close that gap, inch a little bit closer, fight for every place, and send a message that we're coming in the upcoming years. It's hard to pinpoint individuals. As a team, really confident where we're at. We talked about this on Monday in our team meeting. We've had 20 athletes this past weekend between the men and the women's team, but 20 athletes total who all had a season's best or a personal best at the TCNJ meet last weekend. So as a coach, that makes me feel good going into the championship. There's obviously some individuals who are really excelling right now that I want to touch on. I think it starts with our group of 4x4 men. They went to Penn Relays. They just missed winning their heat at the Penn Relays. They were 4th. But they put up a battle, and all of them individually are really coming on at the right time in their individual events, led by Tyler Pinto in the 800, who had a big personal best this past weekend, along with Dave Foley, Chris Parlow. Definitely athletes you can see some solid performances from. Gary Crow in the high jump has been leading the conference, been top 2 or 3 all year long. Looking for him to improve on his indoor performance and come back. Larry Floyd in the hurdles, he also was a member of the 4x2 team at Penn, and he's been coming on each week and actually had a really good race at Line Invite after Penn Relays. Our newcomer, he's pretty exciting to talk about. Aaron Bess is a walk-on sophomore, never has competed in track and field. If you want to check out his wrestling, he has a YouTube video out there for wrestling, but never competed in track and field, and he just qualified this weekend for ECACs in the triple jump. So I'm just excited to see him compete, and he comes with a positive attitude and is always working to do better. So we'll see what he does. And then last but not least, Jim Rivers, senior. This is his final conference championship. He's coming off a big win at the CTC champs in the 5K. He's going to be gearing up for the 5K at NJACs, and I'm excited to see what he does. He's really come a long way over the course of the 2 years I've worked with him. He ran 15:17 at CTCs, which was a personal best, and I think he's ready to run under 15 minutes if he gets a good race going. So I'm excited to see what he does. I'm really looking forward to seeing Rich O'Connor. He's a senior. He's come a long way. He's been through a lot physically. He's been in the athletic training room most of his junior year. He wasn't able to compete at all. He's been coming on each week, and in the relays, he's hit the performance he wants to see. So now I'm looking to see him do that individually, and I think he's ready. We also have a big group of freshmen and sophomores who are ready for breakthrough performances. Mike Scala, and Pyro, all of them coming off cross country are looking to put together a good race at NJACs. We have a group of guys in the 10K that I think if they work together will do something exciting, led by Phil Palmer and Sean Lynch. And then another person who's just exciting to talk about is JJ, Phil and Jerry. He's an Ocean City kid. He throws for us. And he just keeps improving week after week. It's a big jump when you go from high school to college in the throws. You're adding 4 pounds to the shot put, and every week he goes out there and just gives 100%, is always smiling, always laughing, harasses me a little bit and keeps me, light at the meet, and it's just giving us great performances week in, week out. And then finally, we got a group in the pole vault, and one of our 400 hurdlers, Sean Prinky and Elliot Perez, just been battling each week against each other and improving throughout the season. And then TJ Denenblecker in the 400 hurdles, he gets behind a race, he's going to surprise some people. I'm not promising anything in the top 2 or 3, but he's a talented individual who's been working hard and he's ready to put something together. So overall, I'm excited just for the whole group. I think we have a great roster that we're bringing into the championships, and we're ready to compete at our best.